You have 2 men getting ready. One guy, I would suggest, checks the truck and the trailer, meaning the fluids, make sure you have everything, hey, we're out of Ranger, talk to me, go get some edger blades, all that stuff. Chris and Cody do a great job of that, and I would do it completely separate. Whoever's doing the truck, knock that out, come help the blade guy, because blade guy's gonna be busy the entire time that the truck guy's busy. Truck, you have more stuff to check, but it takes less time. So, and then one man, if you guys remember a couple weeks ago, we talked about how everyone's gonna get 15 to 20 blades a week. You'll get paid for it, you pick your time to do it, you do it, and then when you're one man, unfortunately, you'll have to do everything by yourself, but you won't have to sharpen blades because we'll have a stockpile. So yeah, if you have 2 men, be wise and split up the tasks. Just a suggestion. Don't have to do it, but you'd be crazy not to. Who here does not have a DOT physical card?
You may take that down, Jeremy.
Yeah, hands up high.
Mine expired like next month.
Yeah, I need to go in and renew mine, but
If you need to renew it,
pay it.
if you don't have it and you need to renew it, raise your hand. There you go. That's you too, Brandon.
All
I
I've
had to
gotta
think
do
about
is
it for a
walk in
second.
and pay.
Okay.
I mean, at least that's what I think it is.
Yeah. I don't know if they double check you or not, because I just got my first one last year.
And I'm
so
not
no
gonna
idea.
lie, I don't.
Actually, this year, it wasn't even last year. I got mine this year.
Okay, does yours need to get one, period? Okay.
I mean, to get one, all you have to do is go to a Med Now and pay $88.
Yeah.
Yeah, we pay that. Yeah, we pay all the cost.
They cheated me through there. I should not have passed. But they
Same.
Yeah, they cheated me through, so don't worry about your underlying health conditions, you will pass. And then,
That's great. That's great.
and then also, I've already checked 3 trucks over the winter. Cody and I are going to, get all these trucks
Just don't do any tire.
DOT certified, or at least close to as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So I want to explain the bed weeding service. We may not have done the best job explaining it. When you have 2 men there, one guy needs to have the sprayer on their back. The other guy needs to be pulling weeds around shrubs. That's the biggest thing that's going to cause an issue for y'all. If I remember correctly, it says in the description, pull weeds around the base of shrubs. So you guys need to pay attention to each service that you do, because the bed and shrub maintenance is different than the bed weeding. Y'all do understand that, right? Yeah, because we are moving towards this, so that way we don't have questions and buffer room for the client to complain. So if you do a bed weeding with 2 men, one guy's on the sprayer, one guy's got a weed eater, he's hitting small weeds, and then he's going around shrubs and pulling weeds.
Well, if they have a mowing and a bed weeding, I think y'all tell me if y'all do it differently, and you let me know if you don't want them doing it that way. But whoever's line trimming, the areas that they're line trimming, if there's beds, I was always telling them to go ahead and just knock down the weeds that you're supposed to knock down while you're mowing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then
Y'all been doing it that way?
That's what
Yeah,
I've been
and
doing.
so that's definitely going to be the best way to do it. You'll knock down all the small weeds. The other guy can spray, and then you can come back and pull around bushes. So yeah, if you're most likely. I think we only have 1 yard where all we do is bed weeding. So obviously.
And we'll get more of those, but I would imagine.
Yeah, but of course, if you're mowing, go ahead and knock down the small weeds, and y'all pull the big weeds around bushes. And don't stick the weed eater up to the bush and scar it up and trim it, just pull it. Ramp racks, I got some bad news.
Are they out?
No, we're not gonna spend the money. We've already got trailers on every truck, and so we're just gonna rock trailers. we are gonna buy one ramp rack for the the old Chevy truck, the death trap, we're gonna get it fixed, put some money into it, and it will have a ramp rack on it. But it just doesn't make sense to buy ramp racks, install them, have 4 or 5 trailers just sitting here trying to sell them. And then no one's gonna buy a yellow trailer. No one's gonna buy a yellow trailer. So we'd have to go get it painted, sit on it. That's a lot of money just
How
sitting
much
there.
would you sell one
That's what
for?
I'm saying, how much is it?
That's like a serious question. How much would you sell that enclosed one for?
I don't
About
know.
$3,500.
That's not bad.
3,500.
Yeah.
I'm
The
fine with 6.
the one that I use.
Use the yeah. I mean, they're
I use
both
the older
probably
one.
sell for $3,500.
Okay.
Yeah, even though they're nice. But we're not gonna. We're gonna. Jeremy and I and we had and Jesse. We had a board up of all the growth that we needed, what we needed for the growth, resources, manpower, equipment, etc. First board we had was kind of like what we wanted. The second, then we had to go back and it was like $60,000 to put in to get that. Then we went in and said, okay, what do we absolutely need for the growth? Because the growth's what's important. The accessories are not. So as long as you have what you need to get the growth, we can get the accessories later. And that's all it was. We had a budget. We're trying to be as frugal as we possibly can so that we, number one, we get the goal. Number two, we keep the most profit in the business. So that it'll be next year when we get all ramp racks and we sell stuff at the end of next year.
Yeah. But we'll have at least one and everyone will get a turn on it. So hey, it's not a
We'll
not
pass
a,
it around.
Yeah, not a complete not happening, but it's just we could do it, it just wouldn't make sense to, and that's a lot of moving parts on top of trying to manage the business and handle clients, stuff like that. Does anyone have their goal sheet for Brian?
Will gave me his. Tell me he's not the only one with goals.
Mine's my
All right.
card. Did y'all do
You
that
already, I mean,
Monday?
yours is pretty up to date, I'd imagine.
Is the ramp rack thing, that's for the zero
My
turn?
pet wreck, my pet rock.
Or is it for just push
Pet rock.
button? Do it?
No, you ride a zero turn and a foot. You have a push mower and a zero
Big
turn.
delay.
in there.
Yeah, 'cause
Oh, sorry.
he was telling me that, and then like I love. We were talking about it like one day. Can't remember when it was, but then I saw like a video of a ramp rack, but it was just for a push mower that Mike Andes was demonstrating.
They only have like one riding mower at that company.
Ah,
They push mow everything.
Yeah, all the estimates they do is cater towards 30 amps. They actually got one mow, and I forget the price, but it was astronomical.
It's like $200 or $300 a mow, and it's weekly.
Now they got a new one that's like 700 or 800.
is it big?
Hell
Yeah, it's
gotta be.
like a couple acres,
Yeah.
What?
They
Push
just sent
mower?
out
Push
push
mower with a
30s
30.
out there.
but it's a
Yeah.
couple $100. I mean, it's almost $1,000 a cut.
Oh, you can blow me
And they bag, right?
Yeah, they bag up there. They don't mulch at all.
Gosh, that's like,
I hate cutting my
you're gonna need a couple of trucks.
Yeah.
Like, all that grass.
2 acres to cut.
So we did
It pays for the dump run by itself.
yeah, we did some paid training the last couple weeks. We've got a newer system, and I think it'll work out even better next spring when we're not doing it. And it's not going to be new to anybody. You all kind of got a taste of it. Next spring, we shouldn't really be adding many team members. So when we take one team member at a time and we go through that process, it's gonna, I think it's gonna be a really good thing. But training's over, so everyone here is expected, to know everything you need to know. If you feel like you don't, or your trainer didn't tell you something, ask me any questions and I'll go over it. But if you have any questions about the rules, procedures, all that, just come to us, because from this point on, we're gonna expect everyone to have a good grasp of everything they need to do and everything they need to know.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Huh?
on the working idea of everything with the training sheet, everything great on, boom. Driving a truck and trailer, I can't see how I can do that.
Well, you're one of the ones without the DOT, right?
Right,
So you don't need to be driving right now anyways.
alright, just saying,
Yeah,
making sure.
correct.
Oh, I didn't put this.
This was brought to my attention this week. Make sure you run a timer on every property. I get it sometimes your timer might not work based off signal. And you're not gonna get rode up if you just not time 1 yard, but that's if I can tell you blatantly didn't time a single thing for a day or two in a row. So always run your timer. It's for the company, so we know we quoted it right. It's for y'all, so you know how much time you have, and so the customer knows that they're getting what they paid for. Not that they know the time, but we have to treat our customers the right way. Details and debris. So this time of the year, you're gonna be beating the time on properties, and you've got to think, you're doing a mowing. When they get their invoice, it says mowing and bed and shrub maintenance, right? And they know that the stuff, and you guys know that it's slowing down this time of year, right? There's not a lot, not as much to weed eat, not as much to trim, but what are we dealing with now? Leaves. So what are we gonna use with that extra time that we're getting on these yards? Debris. If you don't come back with at least 2 or 3 bags a day right now, you're doing something wrong. Or you're not doing, what you need to do.
Alright.
Or
Granted,
mulch it,
there-
something.
What's that?
Mulch it.
You can mulch it. I mean, I mulch almost every yard.
Every
Yeah,
yard.
and sometimes I don't think mulching is as fast, but yeah, there's gonna be leaves on the grass that you're gonna mulch up. And there are some routes like William Few and Grovetown where new houses you're not gonna have debris, but at Evans properties that have mature trees, you're gonna be collecting debris. So make sure you're using that extra time to focus on any leaves and sticks, because we know that we're beating times. Customer knows that their yard is slowing down and now they're having debris. And also keep in mind, we're working on converting 100, 200 some odd people into winter services. Nobody wants to do anything for free as far as, collecting the leaves and stuff, but we gotta take care of our customers, and I think everyone that has a mowing service, we're trying to convert them to winter services. So if we impress them and we make them happy, they might go from already saying, no, I don't want that, to let's say Bailey and Brandon come through, they mow the grass, the bushes are good, so they collect a bag of leaves. That really could mean a difference to them, and we're doing our best that we can do. You got anything to add?
As far as that transitionary period of right now, we mow through November and then we start winter services. We are working on changing that just because years of doing it, we're like, okay, the leaves start coming. We're going to knock the last mowing next year, be the second week in November, and start winter services that after that second week.
Yeah,
so it helps out a little bit.
they
I'd
get
love to
the-
knock it out in October. End of October, I'd like to say that's the last mow, but unfortunately, with the Georgia weather, a lot of times it needs at least one more mow in November. So, but yeah, as far as what Jeremy was talking about, the leaves are falling, so you've got a mowing service and, right now a bed and shrub service on most of the properties, or a lot of the properties, right? And I get it. You get the mowing done. The mowing's super easy. It's barely growing, hardly any line trimming. A lot of the edge lines are good, but you're going through the motions, you're getting it done. And you might be blowing the leaves. You might be overwhelmed by having that extra element of leaves, and you might be saying, okay, what can I do to, I went over on this, what can I do in order to not go over? I get it, like Jeremy was saying, nobody wants to do anything for free, but thinking about what the right thing is at this time of year is maybe you are going to go over a little bit, on some yards, because some yards have more leaf fall. And you got to deal with the leaves somehow, whether you're blowing them to a position where you're going to collect later, or if you're collecting a little bit at that time. But you still have that bed and shrub service. So shrubs need to be trimmed. Some of the last visits of shrub trimming. So make sure not to neglect something just because you went over on something. If you went over and you want to notate it, put it in the notes. I think there's a group chat of going over budget. If you're not in it, I can add you to it, or just let Jeremy know. But I do ask that, when you leave that property, leave it in the best condition possible, and don't, just because you went over on something, don't neglect something else.
Right.
That's it.
And then once November gets here and everyone gets, after the first 2 weeks of November, we mow everybody, depending on how cold it is, we might not need to mow for their second November visit. We might, we'll talk about possibly collecting leaves if the yard doesn't need cut. But I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
Alright,
if they're
and then
open.
the last thing is paying for your flights. Does anyone want to pay it off in one lump sum?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, which we live together, we'll talk about that. You, rest of y'all wanna break it up over the 7, which that's fine, that's cool, alright.
I
So
think we-
everyone else is 51.42, so we'll just do 51.50 over the next 7 pay periods.
Cool.
Yep. Anyone have anything they wanna add?
I did want to let McKeith know about he volunteered to be the first employee-led meeting.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do it? You want to have him do it on Monday or on Thursday, Jeremy?
Oh yeah, you weren't here, were you?
Alright, Thursday,
You want him to take your meeting?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, so just some guidelines as far as what to, number one, come prepared, because it may sound, kind of easy to wing it, but usually it's not the best idea. Come prepared. Think about just the business in general. You can talk about any topic you want.
Talk with your team members too,
Yeah, ask them, if you want some topics they want to discuss.
or join in with you even.
Yeah, and just make it about the company, and we're always trying to improve. If you want to bring up something that you think is important that has not been talked about, cool. I know it doesn't give you a box, but just something relevant and something that you want to talk about. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, and ask any questions that you may have, or if you want any assistance or anything. Cool,
Thank
man.
you, bro.
Looking forward to it. So,
I'll be ready.
ready to run this meeting, McKee?
I'm ready. I'll be ready.
You ready? All right. When you running the meeting, Matthew?
Whatever.
All right.
You zooming in on
Yeah, I am. I'm the cameraman today.
it? Like my hair like that.